What's going on YouTube today? We got a good one for you. We got a shotgun ammo guide for Tarkov patch 13.5. I'm going to go through the ammo, tell you what's the best ammo to use for the 12 gauge to 20 gauge and even the KS shotgun. So hope you enjoy. Hit that like button if you can, hit that subscribe button if you want, and most importantly, thanks for watching. All right, so down here we got a little pile of ammo. We got all the ammos on here. It's just a basic big tier maker that we can use. So just ignore the rest of the ammo that's on there, but we're just going to focus on the shotgun ammo today. So basically, we're going to start with some in the middle here. So ammo I recommend not to use if you have a choice. I mean, with the new 13.5 patch, it's made it a lot harder to get ammo. You basically have to find it, and you can't really buy anything. Nothing really gets unlocked until even tier 2 on traders. You really don't get anything good. I think you get Magnum buckshot, and then Grizzly slugs you can buy. So right off the bat, you can buy 7mm, which is not a bad alternative. That's all you can buy, and I believe you can buy the Grizzlies off the rip too as well. So these two are a good mid-tier ammo. They're not the best, they're not the worst. The 7mm you can actually do pretty good with, especially killing scavs. The buckshot really doesn't have any armor pen, even down to the 8.5 mils, the Magnum. There really is no armor pen with buckshot. Realistically, there's really nothing. So it's more or less what you're comfortable with. The 7mm gives you less recoil than the Magnum, but it doesn't do as much damage. I believe the 7mm is like 8x39, and the 8mm is 8x50. So you get 50 pellets in the 8mm or in the Magnum, and you only get 39 pellets in the 7mm. So you really get more ammo going in. So just based off that, we're gonna put the Magnum up here and put the Magnum up in tier A as well. It's a little bit better than the 7mm, not by much, barely any. The Grizzlies too, they're a good mid alternative for slugs if you want to get some distance. The Grizzlies really aren't anything special, but if you have a slug and you can buy them early on, they're really the only mid alternative. Even still, I probably wouldn't really use them as much. Then we get into these FTX slugs. These FTX slugs, I'm going to put them in the A tier, mainly because they are a really good alternative slug besides the big boys. With the FTX slugs, you do get a little less damage than the Grizzlies and the Formants, but you get the little more armor pen with them. So you can actually do a little bit of damage to armor. It's not much. Once you hit class 3 armor, you're not doing any damage. You'll pen it just a little bit, but it's very minimal. Like on a scale of 1 to 6, it's like a 2. You know, you're not getting through there. Realistically, they're not going to do you any favors for anybody beyond tier 3 armor. And honestly, any ammo that's outside of the S tier, you're not going to get through anything beyond tier 3 armor. You may a little bit, but not enough. Like, it's not going to do enough damage to them. So the CSP, actually, we're going to put up to B tier. We're going to move these S formances down, just because these have more pen. I mean, they're not going to do any damage beyond even class 2. Like class 2 armor, it's barely gonna make a dent in it. Class 3 armor, it's basically stopping it. But realistically, these are all being stopped by class 3 armor. And even these up here, even the Magnum and the FTX. Magnum's not doing really anything. Magnum is only good for class 3 armor, that's about it. Even at that, it doesn't do enough damage. These rip slugs are basically useless. They're all damage. No pen whatsoever. If you're gonna run around and slug them in the legs of the arms, sure. Most people aren't gonna be shooting slugs in the arms and legs if they can help it, or headshots. I mean, if you hit a headshot rip slug, you're gonna kill them, but the distance too is on them is obsolete pretty much. So, and then same with these and these, they're all basically useless. The old lead slug. The lead slug used to be kind of okay, just because it has a little bit of pen, but the damage on it's nothing. It's basically useless. The whole bottom 3, these are all useless. And the dual sabot too as well. Dual sabot is basically 2 slugs that come out together, and they do 85 damage each. I mean, if you're going and killing scavs, anything down here would be good for scavs. Just if the scavs have armor, it's just gonna bounce off them. So if you're just going around just pumping slugs into scavs, get an 8 round on a 155 shotgun and just go to town on them, go ahead. Obviously early game too, it's gonna be hard to find ammo too, so that's the other problem. But now we get into the good stuff. The AP20s end all be all slugs for shotguns. They are what you want, what you need. Technically their damage is a lot lower than like the 50 BMG, but their armor pen, they're good up. Like even at class 6 armor, you're gonna do damage. Realistically, class 4 and 5, they're really good for it. But class 6, it's like you're still getting through. You take the 50 BMGs. Honestly, I think I'm gonna put them in A class, but they're gonna be top of A class, only because they're still good. They're good to class 3 armor 100%, and then you get the class 4. Then that's when they die off. They don't do anything against 5 or 6, so they're still I would say an A tier for the most part. And you got the old express. Forgot about this stuff. The express shotgun ammo and the 5.25. It's really doesn't do anything. I mean, it's got damage. The 5.25, if you're killing scavs and you're going for lag shots, go ahead. But I would not recommend any of this. All right, now you get into the other good stuff too. The dirty old flechettes. Flechettes are always good. They always will be good. The best thing about flechettes is that they go through armor all the way to class 6. Like they're up to class 3, they're like almost 100%. 4, 5, 6, it's like 80%. They're gonna go through. The problem is obviously range. You don't get any range with them, but you hit enough shots of flechette into somebody, you're gonna kill them. You're gonna rip their armor to pieces. You're gonna give them heavy bleeds at the ass. They are just gonna be bleeding and dying. And if they still kill you, chances are they're probably gonna bleed out if they can't heal fast enough. They are just end all be all, and they always will be. They can compete with everything, honestly. But the thing with the flechettes and the AP20s, you can't get them until you max out your traders. You can buy them on the market, but people are gonna be selling them for 2,000 plus a round, which is ridiculous. But you can craft both these rounds in the hideout, which is huge actually. So crafting them, the big thing to do for sure, especially early wipe. You can get good ammo like that off the rip, you'd just be dropping everybody you run into. You can just go farm factory all day if you wanted. You can take them in anywhere. And then you got the old piranhas they introduced. Now the piranhas, I haven't used them a lot this wipe. I've tried them a bit. Now the difference between the piranhas, I'm just gonna set them right there for now in the 8th class. I'm not quite sure if I agree they should be S tier. I think they should, to be honest. You know what? Actually, they're gonna be. The main reason they're gonna be S tier is because they have, so the flechettes have 8 rounds that do 25 damage each. The piranhas have 10 rounds that do 25 damage each. Now the range with the piranhas are basically point blank. If you're not point blank, you're not hitting them. With the flechettes, you get a little more distance out of them. The piranhas, again, they're good all the way to class 6 ammo or armor. They're good all the way through. Your 12 gauge ammo, that's the list right there. You don't need anything else. Like realistically, if you can get any of this S tier stuff, use it. A tier, again, if you can get it, use it. It's going to be good for you. We'll bring the express into the C category only because it's still better than the 5.25, and the express is the old 6.5. It's 6.5 express now. 20 gauge shotgun Taz, bolt action. Everybody hates it. Nobody likes it. If you got to use it, honestly, don't. there's no real option. If you do have to use it though, you really only have 2 options. You got the Poliva 6U, which is the only good slug for it. I mean, you got the star rounds too, which we're just gonna put them as C tier. They do damage though. I will give them that. It is a star slug, so it actually does do damage. If you have to use anything else, honestly, you're using shotgun ammo. The 7.3 is the only good choice because it's got 9 pellets over all the rest that are 8, and it does 23 damage per pellet. But again, it doesn't do anything really. Essentially, all this it's all garbage. Like if you have to use it though, we're gonna throw all this down. It's really not good. The Devastator slugs, they have the most damage in the 20 gauge ammo. But again, there's no pen. If you're not hitting a body, it's not gonna do anything. It literally does nothing unless you hit them in flesh with it. So if you want him in the flesh with it, go ahead. But really, the only actual good mid-tier-ish ammo is the Poliva 6Us. That's about it for the 12 gauge. Or the 20 gauge, sorry. That's it for the 20 gauge. Now, to the KS shotgun, we've got 4 ammos. You get the Barricada, which is basically a brick wall being shot at somebody. It's their version of a slug. These are S tier. Literally, they do damage all the way through to class 6 armor. So class 1 to 4, 100%, it'll pen. Class 5 to 6, it's like an 80% chance. So it'll knock somebody down, especially if you hit them. You just have to hit them. That's it. And then you got the Shrap 10 and the Shrap 25. I've always used the Shrap 10 I've never used the Shrap 25. I've tried them out. They just don't do enough. You get more damage on the Shrap 10. I mean, the Shrap 25, I think it's like 78 damage for 8 pieces that come out, and the Shrap 10, it's about 87. So realistically, if we're gonna use it, Shrap 10 is the good way to go. Barricade, if you want to slug it, that's awesome. At least with a Shrap 10, you get a little more. You can hit fire with it. You don't have to aim it as much. You can just literally run up and shoot somebody anywhere you want, and it's gonna do some damage. It won't pen all the way through. Like, actually, once you hit class 3 armor, it's not going to pen as good. It still does do pen, but it doesn't just smash right through it. Shrap 25, honestly, C tier. It's don't really need to use it, but if you got them, you can use them if you don't have just Shrap 10s. And then you got these, which are the flashbang rounds, essentially. I mean, they're fun. They don't do any damage. They're only in C class because they're fun to use if you have somebody with you. You gotta have a buddy with you. You go around, you hit the people with these shots, you flashbang them, and then you can kill them, and you can finish your flashbang quest. I mean, they're fun, and if you want to enjoy yourself, that's the best way to do it. Or go to factory and you just flashbang everybody, and just run around with a knife and just hatchet them. That's one way to do it. But for the most part, that's about it. Honestly, like the shotgun ammo is not. I don't think it's anything anybody really talks about. Everybody always just, oh, let's get some Magnum or some Flechette or some APs, and away you go. Honestly, S tier, AP20s, Flechettes, Piranhas, and the Barracadas. 20 gauge, it doesn't even hit mid tier. Like, you've got one slug that's a mid tier, but again, that's not really saying it's good. That's just its best ammo is mid tier. We'll put it that way. The best ammo you can get for it. Wouldn't recommend using it if you don't have to. Obviously, if you're doing like a hardcore series, then why not? And then you pick them up. Go ahead. More of the story is 12 gauges, always reliable. You can get good ammo. You can get A tier ammo. You can buy the Magnums and the 50 BMGs, I believe, once you get the tier 3 with the Jaeger. Again, the FTX slugs actually you can buy pretty early on, which is a good alternative, especially if you don't have any good buckshot. A 7mm will work for whatever you're going to do, especially early level. Until you get up to level 20 or 30, you can run 7mm all day long. You can run Grizzly slugs if you want, but you believe you can buy the FTX pretty early as well. But anyways, yeah, so that's the tier list for the shotgun ammo. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, thanks for watching, and have a good day.